Hey Siri, what is HomePod?
HomePod is a breakthrough wireless speaker from Apple that delivers amazing audio quality. You can control it using your voice with Siri. Hey, wait, that's me.
Hi, welcome back to the channel. My name's Alex and today we're going to talk about HomePod. So for those who doesn't know what it is and was not paying attention at the intro, HomePod is basically a smart speaker similar to the Amazon Echo and the Google Home. What's different about it is made by Apple. And because it's made by Apple, a lot of people will either hate it or love it. And today I'm going to be sharing my 3 main reasons why I think the HomePod is actually too late. This video is actually quite interesting for me to make because I'm a huge Apple fanboy. I've got iPhones, I've got iPads, I'm pretty invested in the Apple ecosystem, but I personally don't think the HomePod is really going to take off. And these are the 3 reasons why. Reason number 1, no Spotify and other streaming services. So I've used both Spotify and Apple Music. When Apple Music came out, I loved it. I can control my music from Siri and I didn't really have any other devices. So Apple Music made sense to me. But when I started getting other speakers, I realized that it didn't really work that well with those speakers, which is why I changed over to Spotify. Spotify is great. I love how it's so universal. I can literally use it on my computer, my phone, my smart speakers, my sound system, and Spotify Connect is brilliant. I can control playback on another device whilst music's playing on that device. And yeah, it just works really well. But because I switched, I now can't use Spotify on the HomePod, which is going to be a problem. And I understand people who buy the HomePod will have Apple Music already, but if you don't have Apple Music and you use Spotify, I feel that you're locking out a lot of people. And this is not just Spotify. You can't use Pandora, you can't use Google Music, you can't use Amazon Music, and you can't use Deezer or Tidal. Does anyone even use those services? But yeah, main thing, no Spotify. And Spotify works on everywhere. It's like the Netflix of music. It's on every single platform. And I just don't understand why Apple, well, I do understand why Apple doesn't want Spotify on there, because they want people to subscribe to Apple Music, which is something that you need if you want to listen to music on this device. Reason number 2, HomeKit. For those who do not know what HomeKit is Apple's way of controlling smart devices in your house. This can range from lights to locks, and you can control it using the Home app or even asking Siri to turn off the lights or unlock the door. It works normally very well, but my biggest issue is how many devices out there that supports HomeKit, which isn't a lot. Compared to the other devices, it's easier to find other smart devices that doesn't have HomeKit than it is to find ones that are HomeKit compatible. Wow, that was a mouthful. But to give you an idea, I own probably 30 smart devices in my house. Only 2 devices are HomeKit compatible. And these devices are normally very, very, very expensive. These are my smart lock and my Philips Hue light. To just give you an idea, my lock costs about £150, and then I have to import it from the US to here. And the other thing is the Philips Hue lights, which I only have 3 bulbs, and 1 colour bulb costs £50. Obviously, if you're built into the Apple ecosystem, you're no stranger to pricing and how much of a premium Apple charges on their product. But if for those who are already invested in an ecosystem with the Echo and the Home and those devices work, I really can't see people switching over and paying more for such a closed system. And HomeKit will always be a closed system because it's made by Apple and Apple is a closed system. So that's reason number 2. Reason number 3, Siri. Now, me and Siri's been around each other for over 7 years now, and it's like a love-hate relationship. I love her for getting things done and making it very simple for me to tell my brother that I miss his face when he's at university, But a lot of the times I probably hate her for getting things wrong, or doing something completely opposite, or texting the wrong person, or putting up a search result when I ask her a question she doesn't understand and say, basically, go and do it yourself, you lazy git. But I personally think out of all the assistants, which is the Google Assistant and the Amazon Alexa, Siri is just not that smart when I ask it questions. Obviously, it can answer the most common questions, like how to spell this and who's the tallest person in the world. But when I ask it more not personal questions, but more detailed questions, like how to cook a lasagna, it will pull up a result, but it won't tell you what to do. And you're a voice assistant. I don't want to look at my phone when I'm asking you a question. You don't just, that's rude as a voice assistant. It's like a waiter, you're going into a restaurant and say, oh, can I get a, water? And then he's like, there's the tap, grab it yourself. And unless you're in Nando's, that's not on. So as an assistant, she's very, very limited. And it goes back to what I said about HomeKit. There's not many things compatible with Siri. Whereas with Amazon Alexa, there's the skills that you can ask it to perform, and people are writing those skills. So unless Apple release apps on the HomePod where developers can write skills or apps for Siri on the HomePod, it's going to be very, very limited. Those are the three main reasons why I personally think the HomePod won't be as successful as Apple wants it to be. I personally think they are a little bit late to the party, which is why the price tag is so much of an issue. Not because the device is expensive. I personally think the device is reasonable price, £319 in the UK and $345 in the US. But converting your current setup, if you're using Amazon Echo and Google Home, and paying for other devices, what I mentioned in HomeKit, is going to be very, very expensive. I personally think that the HomePod is not really a competitor for the Google Home or the Amazon Echo. It's more a competitor for the high-end speakers, like from Sonos. And I think Sonos is getting a little bit threatened by the HomePod because they recently came out with this buy one and get the other one cheaper deal on their Play ones that are compatible with Alexa. So I feel that's its main competitor. And people will buy the HomePod for its quality rather than its functionality. And having a smart, semi-smart assistant on the side is just an added bonus, really. So I personally think it's worth £319 for the quality, but if you're more reliant on a assistant like Alexa or Google Home, I probably would not buy this product. But obviously those are my opinions and I would like to hear yours, so let me know down below whether you'd be getting one or you're happy with your current setup. And if you found this video helpful, give me a thumbs like, it really helps my channel grow. It's only a tiny channel right now, and if you do like videos like this, do subscribe. I'll be uploading more content like this. Thanks for watching everyone, I'll see you next time.